But first, we turn to our top story tonight. James O'Keefe, Project Veritas, they have struck again. This time, he obtained exclusive video of Twitter CEO @Jack, that's Jack Dorsey, revealing his plans for a widespread censorship campaign. Now, apparently, according to Jack, this is so much bigger than just banning one account, although we're focused on one account now. As always, we let you decide.
We do intend to do a full retro, as I said in my note. It is going to take some time. And then the other thing, just to close out a little bit, we are focused on one account right now, but this is going to be much bigger than just one account, and it's going to go on for much longer than just this day, this week, the next few weeks. It's going to go on beyond the inauguration. We have to expect that. We have to be ready for that. So the focus is certainly on this account and how it ties to real world violence, but also we need to think much longer term around how these dynamics play out over time. I don't believe this is going away anytime soon, and the moves that we're making today around QAnon, for instance, is one such example of a much broader approach that we should be looking at and going deeper on. So the team has a lot of work and a lot of focus on this particular issue, but we also need to give them the space and the support to focus on the much bigger picture, because it is not going away. The U.S. is extremely divided. Our platform is showing that every single day, and our role is to protect the integrity of that conversation and do what we can to make sure that no one is being harmed based off that. And that is the focus, and that is the color we want to provide.
We reached out to Twitter for a comment. A spokesperson said the remarks shown in the video were delivered to our more than 5,400 employees, and nearly the same words Jack shared in a recent tweet, not exactly, thread offering context around and reflections on our work to protect the conversations of recent weeks. All right, let's talk about the context, because we've long said this doesn't begin and end with President Trump. We have been telling you, if they can silence the president of the United States, what's stopping them from silencing you? Keep in mind, Twitter officially banned the president for over 2 specific tweets they cited. Let's look at them. The 75 million great American patriots who voted for me, America first, and make America great again, will have a giant voice long into the future. They will not be disrespected or treated unfairly in any way, shape, or form. Okay. The other tweet reads, quote, to all of those who have asked, I will not be going to the inauguration on January 20th. So, okay, now, based on those standards, 99% of tweets attacking yours truly, they should all be banned. Twitter claimed that these tweets somehow glorified violence and therefore broke their policies. No, in reality, what Twitter did, you just read it for yourself, that we're looking for an excuse to ban the president for political reasons. Then all the other big tech companies, they joined together to protect their buddies at Twitter and their fellow left-wingers and squash their competitors, like Parler. And in comes Apple, Amazon, and the rest. And by the way, can anyone say antitrust investigations needed? And keep in mind, Twitter currently enjoys Section 230 status, no liability. And that means it's a liability shield that will protect them from being held accountable for the content posted by their users. But if Twitter or other social media companies, for that matter, are now in the business of editorializing and removing accounts and content for political reasons, well, they should be treated like every other media company because they're editors now. Remember, this is the same social media platform that froze the account of the New York Post over what turned out to be a completely factual news report about zero-experience Hunter. Even showing the picture of him sleeping with his crack pipe and his very real laptop. Stay tuned. Now, these are the same social media platforms that posted disclaimers of certain tweets and posts they decided were inaccurate. I'd urge them to look into all the tweets about me. And the same platform that had no problem with the Russia hoax, that was propagated all over Twitter for years, unchecked. The same platform that allows Iranian mullahs to attack this country and threaten the country of Israel. Here with more. President of Project Veritas, CEO James O'Keefe, investigative reporter. This is big because he's kind of like, maybe he just assumed everybody at Twitter agreed with him, but I don't think they do. And it's like you have whistleblowers everywhere. Tell us about this, what else you may have, and what this means.
Thanks, Sean. Yeah, the whistleblowers inside big tech now are kind of having a crisis of conscience. These people that work for these tech companies. This person came to us to Veritas Tips at protonmail.com and observed Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, on this video call, recorded him. Unlike what the vice president said to you, Dorsey has not said this explicitly. They're kind of shrinking the Overton window, or the range of views that are acceptable in the public discourse, and they're explicitly saying they're going to be censoring days, weeks in the future. So this person comes to me, actually today, earlier today, and gives us this video, Sean, and it's kind of creating this revolution of whistleblowing in big tech. So many are upset and coming forward now with videos, and we have more, and we'll be releasing more.
Okay, so there's more with @Jack that's coming?
Yes, and his vice presidents and Twitter top brass have been recorded on video. Again, just me releasing this video today, more people are contacting Veritas on our signal, Veritas Tips at protonmail.com, our encrypted email. They're just coming out in droves right now because I believe these tech companies, and I'm sure you may believe this too, have more power than government, for government distributes their messaging through these platforms. And I think a lot of people are upset, and the courage that these whistleblowers are demonstrating is courageous. I'm trying to get them to go on the record. I believe I may have one who may be willing to do that. We'll see how Twitter responds to this one, Sean, and then we'll be releasing more tapes showing them, talking about doing a retrospective, going back in time, deleting accounts, and identifying exactly what type of language they deem unacceptable, which is really more mainstream conservative thought.
James O'Keefe, we'll be watching. Thank you for sharing.